Hope you guys are all having a good night. We are back at it. Having a good night. Alright, so it sounds like we're sounding loud and clear. Still haven't gotten the new headset in from Amazon, but excited for it. But like we were saying the first time around, this is our playthrough of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order here on Super Mercado Bros on the Mercado Airwaves Network. I'm Mike Mercado. Thank you all so much for joining us on this night. So this is a little special. Usually on Wednesday nights, we record all the podcasts for Murder Mysteries and More, the Good Brothers, and interviews I do with athletes, celebrities, anybody from the media. And because I also really want to play Fallen Order and make sure that we're all joining in together, I'm going to be playing the game, and I'll be coming in and out of the microphone, but you'll be seeing or maybe even hearing the episode of me recorded. So I actually saw James A. Janice from Dead Meat. He did this before, and what he would do is he would be on Twitch on Dead Meat, and he would record an episode while he's editing the week show. So I figured, instead of hearing me just try to create content, and since I'm not a camera anyway, and I know what this is, and we're a podcast network to begin with, maybe you guys could see a little bit behind the scenes and hearing me edit, stop the show, doing timestamps, and kind of walking myself through it. So while the Twitch is up, thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys follow us on Twitter at Mike M Media, and you guys can retweet us, like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. I'm on Instagram at Mike Mercado Media. You can follow this network on Twitter at Mercado Airwaves. Our pop culture show is on Twitter at Good Brothers Pod, and our true crime show is on Instagram at Murder Mysteries and More. But why don't we keep going on this? I'm playing this on the third to hardest mode, and it is pretty hard. I'll tell you that much. So while we're getting that up, let's I also want to share this on Facebook for all our awesome fans over there. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful night. You guys are about to hear the editing of the podcast very soon. As we begin, we already started a little bit. You'll be hearing the edit of The Good Brothers, which will be out later tonight. So that should be fun. Alright, so this is where we left off last time. We got some of the echoes from around there. So we gotta find our way back over there. There's the elevator that we need. So before we get that, let's set this up. Let me do a share for all our awesome friends over on Facebook. And let's paste that. Very cool. Hang on one second, guys, as I do some of the social media work here all by myself. It's 11:12 p.m. here in the lovely city of Chicago. So late night gaming with y'all. Beautiful, beautiful, guys. Beautiful. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful night. Let's see how this looks. Give me 1 second, mi gente. My beautiful people. Hope you guys are liking the game. Let me know, are you guys liking the game as you guys play it? So, alright. post that. Alright. And just gotta do 2 more things, and then we could go off and play a little bit, and you guys can hear us edit the newest episode of The Good Brothers while we play Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I'm actually really enjoying this game. Kind of has a Dark Souls meets Uncharted feeling, which is kind of weird to have a combination. And I know that's probably blasphemous for a lot of people who are fans of one or the other. But, alright, so let's get started, and let's, you guys will hear behind the scenes of us editing the episode of The Good Brothers.
Dale's performance is so good, he might be the exception to the rule. People calling him maybe the best actor of our decade, I kind of agree with them.
It'd be very consistent to see how this plays out.
Made a lot of money, all the awards, the movie, directing, everything.
And we will keep talking about Joker in just a little bit, but we move on to the number 2 movie in America.
This is a cool part, right?
At 3, Charlie's Angels, that opened up this weekend.
Mike, why are men...
I have no idea why we are horrible and we did not want to watch this movie.
mean, it's not like Wonder Woman, Captain Marvel made a lot of money. It's not like we're not getting
there we go.
a bunch of female-led movies going forward.
Like Widow's coming out next year.
I mean, it's not like Star Wars franchise isn't led by a female at the moment.
But Elizabeth Banks were 100% right. That is why nobody went to see
It's
your
just
movie.
the fact that, I mean, maybe no one just wanted to see another Charlie's Angels movie.
And I keep telling you, she may be a good actress, but nobody likes Kristen Stewart.
And, I mean, yeah, the movie's mediocre. It's fine. If Terminator didn't make money, I don't think where this movie got off thinking it would have made money. It's kind of my, uproar. It's like, movies are expensive. So I don't blame people for being like, I can probably skip that movie and wait till it's on VOD.
At number
Oh, they're coming up. Slime.
Last Christmas. At 6, Dr. Sleep. At 7, opening up this weekend, The Good Liar. Made no money. At 8 is The Joker. At 9,
there you go.
Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. At number 10, Harriet. Really fast to hear that story about the rumors that
someone in a board meeting back in the day threw out the story for Harriet Tubman, and they thought it would have been fine for Mrs. Beautiful Julia Roberts to play the lead, and Julia Roberts
What's up here?
obviously has nothing to do with this. This was just someone throwing out a meeting, and the reason was that was so long ago, people won't remember what skin color she was.
And if you're wondering, besides that ridiculousness that is Julia Roberts, the great Julia Roberts playing.
Alright, let me see what's over here really fast.
Terminator Dark Fate, and at 12, Jojo Red. Just some names that we want to keep an eye out because we know that all that is coming down. But good brother, there's
Let's
some
see if
more
I can
movies to
find-
spend your money on this weekend if you're looking for it before Thanksgiving week takes over. Opening up this week, 21 Bridges, a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and Frozen 2.
Oh, this is where
Obviously,
we started from.
wait,
Okay.
listen, I guarantee that people in the neighborhood wasn't expensive, and it needs to be released for Oscar, and that's why it is. Plus, I think people will go see it, and it'll make a decent amount. Frozen 2 is going to make all the money in the world, obviously. It's probably going to break some records.
I love that thing in the
And
background.
it's smart putting it out now because you're going to get all of this money and all next week's money because people start kind of going on break around Monday, Tuesday. And some people even have that whole week off from school. So very smart. I can't wait. That's going to be... I hear great things. I hear really good things about it for the early reviews. So I'm kind of excited.
So it is going to be a very interesting weekend. I want to see how the Russo brothers and Chadwick Boseman do outside of the Marvel universe.
I just don't see it doing very well. I hope at least the reviews are good, and maybe that.
God damn it.
Because I think you and me have kind of explained, like, movies are expensive. People
Yeah.
are like, it's just hard to get to go to the movies all the time. Even for us who review movies, we have to drag ourselves sometimes because there's so many movies.
And obviously the epicness that is going to be Frozen 2. I think it's just a cultural phenomena. It's hitting what the first one did. This one doesn't seem to have the same type of momentum that I thought it was going to have. I think once it hits and kids are out of school, that's when I think this movie has legs more than anything.
I think the early audience will get it where.
Alright, let's
But
see.
it'll make a lot of money throughout the movie. It'll make long-term
it'll
make
stack
a lot
up
of
that money.
So a busy weekend for you to spend your money and time with people at the cinema.
I mean, we're talking Oscars. This is going to throw its name in the Oscar pool for Best Animation.
Yeah.
In a year with Toy Story, so.
And like we were talking about, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood too. So the Oscar movies
award
are coming
season
down.
is going.
And it's a full stream.
Okay.
And speaking of Oscar talk, good brother, a certain movie finally hit the $1 billion club. It is the first rated R movie to do such thing, and it is The Joker.
Let's see.
But like all good things, good brother, the legend of this movie started a one shot, a artistic movie for artists, something in the vein of Martin Scorsese.
Oh, this is where I
Unless you were on
went.
the internet from Monday to Tuesday when we found out from the Hollywood Reporter that a Joker sequel is in the works as Todd Phillips eyes more DC origin movies. This is the exclusive that was out from Hollywood Reporter from Tatiana Siegel, and they talk about how Todd Phillips had earned a bunch of money for this movie by the way he did his contract. It's the same thing he did with The Hangover, where instead of taking a guaranteed contract, he got residuals and
So we've been here.
So he made a bunch of money doing this. This article also mentions the fact that they do have an idea for a part 2, that the studio did greenlit it, and the fact that Joaquin Phoenix is attached to come back as the Joker. They also mention the fact that there will not be any attachment to Batman, and this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter, like we mentioned. But not so fast, my friend. Because Deadline then responds, don't dress for Joker sequel yet. Insiders say Todd Phillips never pitched an origin series on other DC characters. So what they are mentioning is there's no deal done.
Is it gonna come down?
There's no plans for a Joker, and on top of it, he never went in there talking about doing a Lex Luthor movie, doing a Doomsday movie, doing anything like that.
Today was basically about they made up a story. The media ran with the story, and now the story is there wasn't a story.
Well, that is not true or false.
Oh.
The truth is somewhere in the middle.
So I got
The Hollywood
smashed?
Reporter and Deadline are two of the most reputable, other than Variety. Those are the holy trinity of trades. I think what happens is one source was told one thing, another source was told another, and when you're playing the game of telephone with such a heated IP and movie, this is what happens. Do I think Warner Brothers went to Todd Phillips and said, do you have an idea for a sequel? Yes.
Alright, now we're talking, if you can hear in the background, we're talking about Joker 2. A crazy situation when you think about it, because, you know, you have Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix who are talking about the difference of this movie and how it's not like other comic book movies, and it really just would become that.
So much. Look at the Lord of the Rings, where they made this big deal about, oh, the Lord of the Rings is coming out with a thing, and they sign up for season 2. They're already optioned for 5 seasons.
Yeah.
So when you start reading between the lines, you're like, this isn't news. A movie made a lot of money, and these two people are in the family. Of course they went and said, do you think you can make us another $1 billion? I could probably think of something. And Joaquin probably the same thing. You know what? Maybe I can do another.
Alright, so it's probably over here.
Maybes and could-bes. And I think it's ridiculous how the stories come out sometimes. But again, it's just the way it works. I'm like, we're dealing with very creative.
Nice, sick.
And it's a lot harder to really find a story for them, I think, compared to a Ben Affleck.
Ooh,
Doing the runs.
Ancient Vault.
Doing that all the time, just to give out info.
Oh,
So I think what's most important is there's movement, but there's not movement.
They're very, very,
We're not
very,
finished
very,
yet.
very early.
So we'll see how it plays out, but at the very end,
Won.
I think what ends up winning out is if the studio deems it necessary, they will make another movie. I just don't know if they're going to push forward with it. The one thing I think, more than anything, this is bad for Oscar love, what I think for this movie. I think this movie's a lot of
there you go.
comes with the fact that it's a standalone. That it has this kind of...
I love that this is the save system. This is what I'm saying. It's like Dark Souls.
If you get voters this idea, it's like, oh, they're going to franchise it? Before we even get... before it's even out of theaters, that we're already talking about franchising it in award season. I think it actually hurts the film.
My only argument is Godfather 2.
We got a lot of cool stuff.
The franchises in the 1970s were different.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the only
different.
argument there.
Let's see what this
There
says.
have been very successful franchise movies that go on to win awards. I don't think it's going to do any damage to it, because I think it's, again, this is Hollywood we're talking about. Of course they're talking about another one.
Okay, but this is Hollywood we're talking about. This is, and I've said it before because we saw it with
another thing.
not Spotlight, but we saw it with the movie with Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling.
La La Land.
Where Hollywood loves to masturbate upon itself.
Well, it got nominated.
Exactly, and my point is, it loves these type of movies. We saw it with The Artist. We saw it with Birdman. It loves being able to kind of have a self-respect.
Let's see what happens.
Look. And to me, that's what you're seeing a lot with the Joker. It has this. There's a lot of Hollywoodism into this movie, opposed to it being this gritty film that we first saw the first week of October. I think it's not crazy to believe that the people who vote certain ways for this Academy,
I'm really enjoying this.
I don't think it's crazy.
There's like his sports powers.
I'm really enjoying this. Modern Oscar movies we're looking at, and I think Joker defines it now. And we're gonna look back in years to come to be like, the Joker was the first of that. It's part of a universe, but it's not. It made a lot of money. It's probably going to have a franchise, and it still has Oscar love. I think this will be the first of its kind.
And anytime you hear a break like that when we are playing this podcast, it's for timestamps.
You do find that in news about Joker.
You passed the test I left behind, and gained access to the vault and this recording, one of many encrypted logs stored in the droid. I am Master Eno Cordova. I may not know your name, but I know your purpose. The fate of the Jedi Order lies in your hands. This place, this vault, is a sacred temple, built by a vanished civilization known as the Zepho. Meditating here, I was granted a premonition through the Force, a vision of doom. I have placed inside this vault a Jedi holocron, containing a list of the names and locations of young Force sensitives throughout the galaxy. Ahead, you will find the inner chamber of the vault, but also another test. I can only trust this holocron to someone who has followed my path and understands. Seek out the hidden tombs of the three sages and learn to perceive the mysteries of the Force as the Zepho once did. In this droid, you will find everything you need to succeed on this journey. Go to the Zepho homeworld. There, you will find peace in the eye of the storm. Good luck, Jedi. And may the Force be with you.
I guess you were the someone I was supposed to meet. You know, I've been alone for a while now. Without any purpose, just hiding. There's no way to live. Not for a Jedi. Or a droid. Maybe Seer was right. Maybe we're done hiding. Hey, you want to meet some, friends of mine?
Alright, so I figured during cutscenes, while I'm doing any type of editing or whatnot, I could turn off the microphone and stop the editing for a little bit so you guys can enjoy it. Really cool little cutscene though that we saw there. So I love the droid too. I'm definitely gonna be getting one of those for Christmas if they sell them. And so back to the editing.
But a movie that definitely didn't get any Oscar love, good brother, It is Justice League. So, obviously, if you're listening to the show, you're either really plugged into pop culture or you're interested enough to know about Justice League. Zack Snyder started filming it, but it was then finished up by Joss Whedon after Zack Snyder's daughter.
So, Respawn was the one that did the 1313 Star Wars game, right?
Oh, think of it like a Ron Howard in
Solo, yeah. And I think what's also important to note is, I think
that's a rough way to get in there.
Snyder off anyway after what happened with Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, where they weren't beloved films like a lot of movies that they were trying to compete with.
Like getting out of an anus.
But if you've also been on social media following Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck and Ray Fisher, you have seen #release the Snyder Cut. We support that.
Just wants to save it.
I will kind of give you the 411, and then I want to get Good Brother's thoughts. The Snyder Cut.
So sick of talking about the Snyder Cut.
Justice League that Zack Snyder was working on, which means
technically we don't know if it's unfinished. Rumor is
what you wanted me to see.
But there's also rumor that it is finished.
Sounds like
still the point of, do they need money to finish effects or do they need money to release the movie?
Well, and here's where I was getting at. There's a bunch of pictures that show people watching it that a scene of Gal Gadot who's doing her voiceover work, and it's an unfinished.
So this is the thing that if you watch us in part 2 of our series, kick the shit out of us.
I agree with you. I just wanted to put the story out there. That's the two things you think it could be, but I agree.
But what's more important than what you were saying is what can cost to finish the movie. So if it costs $60 million to finish these graphics, then it doesn't make sense for Warner Brothers to do it. But if Zack Snyder was close to the finishing of it, and let's say it only cost you $6 to $10 million, I don't think it makes sense to do it. But regardless of the point, that is what the Snyder Cut is. It is a quote-unquote unfinished version of the movie Justice League that came out. With that being said,
oh no.
Is it real? Yes. But is it real? No.
And what I mean by that is, I think it is. I truly think that's possible.
Every director, every podcaster, every news reporter has many versions, many editions of art. Zack Snyder
get his ass.
10, 15, 20 versions of a movie.
Release the Alex and Mike original Infinity War review.
Sincerely.
The original 50-minute cut.
Yeah, sincerely. So that's the thing. Now, do I agree with Good Brother that it has now become a publicity thing? Yes. But from jump, there's always been a Snyder
with
cut. The thing
combination of the Force and lightsaber attacks, highly dangerous, lightsaber resistance.
The Snyder Cut, Justice League.
Ogdo is a highly threatening alpha predator at the top of the Bogano food chain. This creature attacks with an adhesive tongue capable of reaching 8 meters, and when it latches onto its prey, then pulls them into its jaws. This form of strike is particularly effective against most foes. Due to its thick hide, it's able to resist a straight-on lightsaber attack at extremely dangerous close range, often leaping at targets that come close distance. It's a big old frog. Resident Evil-like frog. Oh, that's ugly.
They wouldn't let them talk about it if there wasn't a cut. And now all the behind the scenes.
Super ugly.
All the minimum co-stars that were in for certain scenes. This cut is done. It's gonna get released with HBO Max.
May 2020 is when HBO Max comes out.
Oh, come on, dude. Yeah, like
I haven't even taken the time to like look up into the scenery.
It's all publicity.
So dope. Okay.
The last 2 years were spent finishing it.
Oh, he disappeared.
And it's gonna be released.
Alright, so we came down from this way.
I think the tale of it coming out, yeah, maybe is if we see Zack Snyder sign a deal with Warner Brothers. If we see that, but it's not related to it, if we see he signed a movie deal to make an input for Warner Brothers, that's when I'll say, oh, they're now gonna gear the
zombie movie through Netflix and not a Warner Brothers one.
I don't think it was co-distributed. It's a Netflix film. I don't know who they co-distributed.
Like I said, I think it probably is still under contract for something that we just don't know about. No,
mysterious skeleton. The structure of these bones suggests a large reptilian creature. Analysis of elements within the bones date them as old as 1,000 years. This is that.
What's interesting is you're doing this when Wonder Woman is about to come through. We have this new Batman, Suicide Squad is coming,
or Black
Adam. So to me, it's like, is this distracting or is this pure genius to have this an exclusive HBO Max, Warner Brothers, Green Lantern
Corps will come out, and
so we'll
I've
see.
been saying, so you called it here a year ago, and I call it every year. Henry Cavill will play Superman,
Which he did say
at least one more time, and I think this movie will set it up.
So there's
will be out. He does his thing.
something right there.
Some sort of Black Adam.
What's the workshop?
You're right.
And then he'll go do Witcher season 2.
I sincerely hope that you're right.
I feel it. I feel like it's coming soon.
So we'll keep our eyes out to see if we ever really do get a release the Snyder cut version of Justice League.
Alright. Let's do this really fast.
Far. It's time to get back to a galaxy far away because we got to see the newest
spoilers for Mandalorian.
Good
spoilers for Mandalorian.
To everybody last week that we would not talk about the big thing in episode 1, but apparently the internet is just a lawless wild west now ever since Game of Thrones ended, and everybody now knows. So the spoiler warnings are now
Baby Yoda.
Yeah, Baby Yoda. It's everyone.
That's near.
From Nicole and even she found out because of social media.
For such
So
a peaceful
let's get
culture
into
to have any
episode
sort of
2.
fascination with a place so
adored this episode. It was so much fun between seeing Baby Yoda actually with the Force powers. The Jawas was so much fun.
Jawas are hilarious.
Big Noty, so much fun.
I hate some old Star Wars fans because I just feel like sometimes they're so down on like the prequels.
Got a scan?
And the Ewoks, and I'm like,
this?
you had Jawas in the first movie, and like no one said anything. Like you were totally cool with it. Like these little monsters that we don't know what they look like Shy Guys almost. I love it though.
That's what I picture.
They
Shy
make
Guys.
me laugh. Like they're so goofy, but it just amazes me. I feel like in terms of like what you'll accept in this one. Oh, you know what? Because it's natural effects. It's not CGI. It's like, oh my god, you're just obnoxious. You're gonna hate anything with the prequels until it's cool not to hate anything about the prequels.
What did you think about episode 2?
It's great. It's very short episodes.
I like that though,
which is fine.
Yeah.
Again, it's hard when you do such short episodes and it's not a binge show. I think we're definitely it's a deliberately paced show.
Yeah, very much.
Like it definitely is. So like we got this mission. Now we're back in space. Okay, now he has his bounty. What does he do now? He's forming a bond with this infant, this 50-year-old baby Yoda.
Let's see.
And obviously we know it's not Yoda. We don't know it's not Yoda.
We just don't know what
they're called. It could be a clone. It could be a child. It could be part of the species. But regardless, until we know what it's called, it's Baby Yoda. And yes, Baby Yoda is cuter than a gremlin.
And that is a conversation that I had with Good Brother before he watched the episode. I'm sure because obviously in episode 1 we know what Baby Yoda looks like.
Gizmo does have a bow and arrow.
Yes.
But Baby Yoda now has force powers, which makes him cute.
Which I like to say I was one of the first to make the comparison. Obviously it didn't take long for it, but I was right there. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, it's pretty easy who they really went after. Because it's not like Yoda's cute. Yoda that we know.
Yoda's not cute. Yoda's cool.
He's cool.
He's not cute. This is cute as hell.
Yeah, and you were telling me that merchandising-wise, they did not.
So Jon Favreau came out today with a reporter, and he was just saying, like, they're like, well, when do we expect Baby Yoda here? He's like,
making a new friend.
It's going to take some time.
Look at Buglings.
Oh,
he's adorable.
And the company was very gracious about it. So they pushed a lot of publicity and a lot of catalogs, because obviously these toys would have been spoiled by then.
Yeah.
We see it all the time with like Lego sets and the toys for Marvel movies. He really formed the deal with these.
That's hilarious.
Saying, I don't want anything released yet. So now it's in production. Now we're getting we're gonna get all the fluffies and the toys and everything.
Right.
But they're gonna wait to do a line of them, I think, until the season's over. So we probably won't see it till next year.
That's
so you don't think Christmas
hilarious.
season they'll be able to push anything out?
Maybe a Yoda. I think that would be the exception.
Yeah.
I don't see we'll see a lot of action figures. But maybe a Build-A-Bear special like they do all the time with Marvel.
That'd be really fun.
Like that.
I love the episode, like I said. I love that it's very much a video game
as okay, so I'm gonna
cartoon, as serial
run and
I have spoken.
I love this series. To me the connection that Pedro Pascal has done with this little animatronic was so much fun.
So cute.
Yeah. And what I say about the 37 what I was gonna say about the 37-minute episodes, it leaves you wanting more.
Well, this one was only like 29.
Yeah, but it just leaves you wanting more.
No, it does. It really does. And I can't make you want more.
Just want more.
It's just, and like they said, Star Wars is 2 for 3 this year, which you know what, they need a nice 3 for 3 year, I think.
Alright. Let's see what's next on the podcast.
And one of the other powerhouse series on
spoiler alert for Watchmen. Spoiler alert for Watchmen.
We got to see Watchmen episode 5 from season 1. Holy cow, this freaking show, just when you think you have the answer, they changed the culture. Shout out to CM Punk, because this was one hell of an episode, brother. We saw the giant squid, which I did not think we were going to see, but damn if they did not deliver, and how they made a twist. What did you think about
So I think it's smart. They show us the squid finally, so now we know what happened. And they're very smart, obviously spoilers, throughout the episode to kind of explain, you know, if you're not a Watchmen fan, you just want to watch HBO show and you're into it, we're going to explain to you that this was a setup. We knew that it was
BD1, this is Grease. Hey, Grease.
Yeah.
What is that? Get off my sofa! Get out of there! Get out!
That is BD1.
Oh, snap.
Like,
I don't care who he's with.
Guy that we see on this
idea how hard it is to get oil stains on a petroleum leaf.
And now we found out, every time we see Adrian, that's a year
found something better out there than this.
So every time we see Adrian, a year has gone by. From that first scene we see him when he's eating his cake,
the vault was built by an ancient civilization called the Zepho. A Jedi named Eno Cordova hid something inside
that's
of
why
it.
every episode he gets more bitter,
What did he hide inside?
more angry, and more
Holocron from the archives.
So how does that affect, have you determined, have they determined how that affects our reality that we're living in?
The next generation of Jedi. I knew it! Oh, Cordova, you old fool.
That's awesome.
Yes, a long time ago.
They said it's a
I was
moon
his
trooper.
apprentice.
And obviously,
Cordova was a loner. That little droid and I are probably the only ones that know about the Dono.
Hold on, wait a minute.
And we did see what he was doing with those clone babies that he was throwing up in
It
space.
stores
that
information,
he
but
was
only
doing.
accessible to Jedi.
Which is ingenious, because you're watching, when you and I were talking about last week.
He's trying to get to space. No, he knew how to do it.
Alright, cutscene, guys.
Use the Force.
This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. I regret to report that both our Jedi Order and the Republic have fallen.
With that list of Force sensitives, we could rebuild the Jedi Order and defeat the Empire.
Okay, no problem. Let's get it.
Holy
Except
shit,
the
Obi-Wan
holocron is hidden
Kenobi.
inside the vault, and to get it, we have to follow Cordova's path. He mentioned something about the planet Dathomir and a Zepho homeworld.
All right, well, where are we going? I'm just asking because I was thinking of maybe making some food.
Look, before we do anything, I need to know something. How come you're no longer a Jedi?
I had an experience that changed my perspective. So I cut myself off from the Force.
But you still want to rebuild the Order.
I believe that rebuilding the Order is the best chance we have against the Empire. What do you believe?
I believe I can't keep hiding from the Empire, so I don't really have a choice.
Cal, as long as you're alive, you will always have a choice. Are you with us?
We're in.
Dathomir or Zepho, it's your choice.
All right, very fun. So I think that's kind of cool. Let's do a quick check on the interwebs, make sure we are all sounding good. Cool. So first of all, thank you guys if you are joining us here on Super Mercado Bros here on the Mercado Airwaves Network on twitch.tv/Mercado Airwaves Network. I'm Mike Mercado. Love you guys so much for joining us. We are doing a playthrough of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order as I also edit down the newest episode of The Good Brothers, which should be on your podcast feeds in just a few hours. Shout out to Dead Meat. I saw them do something a little similar to this. They were just watching, you can watch them just edit the newest episode of Dead Meat, but this was kind of how I wanted to do this. I wanted to play this game and make sure that I got it in, but let me check back onto that. So, chapter 1. Cal Kestis, a former Jedi Padawan, has been hiding out on Baraka since Order 66. Cal joined a scrapping crew, lived in hiding for years, but blew his cover when he used the Force to save his friend Proof from a deadly fall. This prompted the ruthless Second and Ninth Sisters to attack him. Cal was normally saved by... Cal narrowly is saved by two mysterious individuals. How do you say her name? Care, Junda, and Grease Drillis. Now they find themselves on the remote planet Bogano, ready to discover the secrets of an ancient vault. Part 2, Chapter 2. After revealing she no longer uses the Force, Grease sent Cal an ancient vault. Alright, so it looks like we get a choice between the two.
Picking our next destination? Follow your instincts.
Zepho. Search Zepho for ancient tombs. That's the main objective. I kind of want to see Dathomir. Oh, I can't see Dathomir. Let's go.
We're Dathomir bound. Setting course for Wait a minute. You want to go to Dathomir?
I'm surprised Cordova went there. He must have had good reason.
I am staying put on the Manus once we arrive. Red sunlight cannot be good for your skin.
This place used to be home to a powerful cabal of Force wielders known as the Night Sisters.
They use the Force? What, like Jedi?
Oh, that's so sick.
These witches served only themselves. Their powers focused on deception, illusion, manipulation.
Sounds like someone I used to know.
During the Clone Wars, the Night Sisters made a deal with a Sith Lord who betrayed their trust. In the end, they were nearly wiped out in a massacre. Dathomir is a deadly place. We should be careful.
You don't have to tell me twice.
That's pretty cool.
Coming up on our creepy destination. Grab some seat, kid.
Where is a seat for the kid? There you go. That's pretty fun, man. Back to editing. Oh, that's a sweet transition.
Cal, be careful here. This is a deadly, dangerous place.
Prepared to face anything.
I know you are, Cal. One of the many reasons BD-1 trusted you with Cordova's information. We're lucky to have you.
Alright, let's check this out.
Tricked by the Warshak group, the cavalry. it's interesting, and then it ended up being that we were both kind of right. I called it for episode 1. The senator is a bad guy.
Did you hear him right when he was in mask, or right when he asked the senator, did it click for you, or did you know he?
I knew it was him because of the shape of the mask. The senator has very distinct hair for a reason.
For real. Did you
Oh,
wow.
wow.
That's the senator, yeah.
No, see, I was caught there. No, I got caught up in the moment.
I thought it was ingenious how they feel it.
That's why I was like, oh, yeah.
I had been waiting for the moment that we finally saw the senator as the quote-unquote bad guy. Because I don't know if he's the bad guy.
No, I don't think they're the bad guys. I think it's like the real life where it's giving that line of like, there really is no bad and good.
I'll check it out.
Kind of just, I think the only person who's truly good in this show is Regina King.
Yeah,
which the only person at least is doing it for
rock
her,
areas,
the morally the right reason.
And I guess the senator is bad because when he says, I'll have to kill her and her whole fucking family, to quote him,
he's the bad guy.
He's the bad guy. What did you think about looking?
Coolest scene, really, like,
because they don't do anything on purpose, on accident in this series.
No, she's smart.
So when he turns on the screen and they show the gay sex scene between the two Minutemen, is that supposed to imply something about Looking Glass because he's not sure about women himself?
Like, I think it is. I think it's one of those things where it's like he's very confused of who he is because at such a young age he was traumatized by a woman, and then this, it all connects. He can't really connect to people.
But he did try connecting with the lady from the cavalry, the radiologist. Yeah. It was weird that he did have an attraction for her.
But it's also, it's not that he's not charming. I think he's a very charming character at points too. Again, he's very honest in the Southern, and he's very much a victim of this whole thing. Like, he's the definition of a victim in the Watchmen universe. By this lie and this squid and this, by any means, you see the repercussions of that. And I think it's so intimate, and I love it. I hear, you know, the early reviews, they gave 6 episodes. They said 5 and 6 are the best episodes of the season. And so far, I agree. 5 is the best episode, and I can't wait for 6. I hear 6 is even better.
Baneback Spider.
Not, you know what? Maybe
the vile Baneback Spider is a venomous foe to be reckoned with, primarily a hole dweller. They are known to skitter and climb with agility. When encountered, they can project venomous saliva at enemies with a range of up to 12 meters. Caution should be taken. They are killed due to emission of a toxic acid that will pull out from the corpse upon death.
This is my theory about the Memories storyline. That it is all still part of the plan. That Regina King's character is meant to have taken those pills at that exact time.
I think Looking, and maybe even Looking Glass is a triple swerve, where like, they're all in on it,
but
not
right.
the government.
Like maybe they're all the new
Minutemen.
Minutemen.
Even Silk Spectra's in on it. Like, it's all a show for everyone. Like, that's the swerve. I can totally see that. I agree.
So we'll be here next week for episode
6. Sunday's gonna be big.
Of Watchmen.
Give me 1 second. Yeah. So we edit this.
Good brother, wrestling, the WWE Universe has taken over Chicago come this Friday when Friday Night SmackDown on Fox takes over Chicago. And then speaking of takeover, War Games is Saturday night. Sunday is Fox takes over Chicago. And then speaking of takeover, War Games is Saturday night. Sunday is Survivor Series, where we'll see SmackDown versus Raw versus NXT, and it comes full circle on Monday night for Raw on USA. Good brother, before we make our predictions, what are your feelings about one of the biggest weekends in all of WWE, in all of sports entertainment, coming to Chicago?
I'm just really excited, and I can't wait to get to it already. Honestly, like obviously Chicago Survivor Series, the first year with NXT, the first year with Fox on SmackDown. Like, I don't think we can say any more to describe. This is huge. This is extremely big. This is the first big pay-per-view after NXT became a brand, and we have a takeover. And Friday now is our SmackDown on Fox, and we have a competitive company. Let's see what they do. This is one of the major 4 things, one of the big ones. And their new cages sold out.
You know, I should really use my Force Marble freaking Jedi.
So super cool. And I love that Chicago is, once again, the center point of it. It's wonderful. Next week, AEW
is going to show. Hey, by the way, one day after you guys leave, we're coming.
So we'll get into some AEW news. Right now, actually, we'll get to AEW news right now because it's not a lot. The only thing I want to say about AEW, they have the name Bash at the Beach. That's kind of cool for nostalgia.
They got like Dusty Rhodes, Bash at the Beach, a bunch of stuff. We get it. You're WCW. Me and Mike obviously are in the middle about AEW. We love the main event scene, and we think they're really dropping the ball and everything else.
But the top
we watch it.
But like those top storylines,
they're great. They're great.
So we'll have more AEW talk next week when they're here in Chicago. But good brother, we'll go to the first show I'm going to be at. I will be at Friday Night SmackDown this Friday. So let's move on. One of the things that never lets down. Every NXT takeover has been an 8.5 or higher, and it is going to be no exception this Saturday, I believe, as NXT War Games 2019 Chicago takes place. As we're recording this behind the fourth wall, we are actually watching NXT right now, so we have not seen the exact main event that happens on that show, but this is the card that has been released. How about this? Pete Dunne versus Killian Dane versus Damian Priest. The winner takes on Adam Cole for the NXT Championship at Survivor Series. Who do you got, good brother? Pete Dunne, Killian Dane. I'll go for that as well. Matt Riddle versus Big Al.
There you go.
Finn, we agreed, right? Finn, OC gets involved. That's what's going to go against Undisputed eventually for Finn Balor to get the second.
And whichever way, I think Finn ends up winning this, though. Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong versus Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, Dominic Dijakovic,
New
and
BD1's
whoever
getting
is going to
acquired.
maybe be announced tonight as recording. Velveteen Dream. Okay. Who wins?
Good guys.
Tommaso Ciampa has to win. It's too early for him to lose.
And Undisputed won last year anyway, so it's pretty easy to book, I think.
And probably the main event.
Right now.
The first ever women's War Games match.
Yeah, I think that would be the main event.
Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox, and Mia Yim versus Shayna Baszler, Io Shirai, Bianca Belair, and Kayla Reed.
I gotta think they're gonna put Baszler over because she's definitely not winning Sunday. You know what? Honestly, I could see her losing Saturday and beating Bayley on Sunday, and maybe set up something with Becky eventually.
Shayna Baszler's team wins. Dakota Kai costs the good guys.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll go with it. Either way, we both think
Let's see.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with it. I agree. I'm trying to change my mind midway, but I think I'll agree with it.
And the amazing fun weekend continues to run. It is time for grand representation and dominance for Survivor Series. Adam Cole versus Ibanez, Pete Dunne. We're going Adam Cole defends and keeps his championship. Yeah. All right. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan for the Blue Universal Championship.
Obviously the Fiend. Which, it doesn't matter. Daniel Bryan's like the only guy in the world that can take loss after loss, but such a good character. And I think they're going to push the storyline a little further, too.
AJ Styles, your United States Champion, versus Shinsuke Nakamura, your Intercontinental Champion, versus Roderick Strong, the North American Champion.
Roddy.
I got Roddy.
I think Roddy, because Roddy would be the first one they move out of Undisputed to the main roster, I think, because he's got the age and the experience. And he's been there the longest in NXT.
I
think Roddy's going to get a big push from AJ and Shinsuke, and I can't wait. Like, they've really been booking him strong.
It is time for our 5-on-5 men's Survivor Series Triple Threat Elimination match. It is Team Raw, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Ricochet versus Team SmackDown's Roman Reigns, Mustafa Ali, Braun Strowman, Keith Corbin, and Shorty G.
Low-key stacked.
Versus Team NXT, who they haven't announced yet.
I think it's all going to determine from Saturday, or maybe we'll get it at the end of tonight, but they're all fighting within. It's going to be hard to see.
Roman wins.
Depends who's from NXT. It depends. Maybe Kevin Owens makes a swerve.
Unless King Corbin costs.
I can totally see Kevin Owens swerving and maybe going to NXT. I think we get one superstar jump to NXT.
It might be Kevin Owens' turn.
I think it might be.
So, who are you going with?
I'm going to go NXT.
I'll go NXT too then. Okay, I'll go with you.
If not NXT, let's take NXT out. I think it would be SmackDown.
It would be Roman. All right, now, 5-on-5 women's Survivor Series Triple Threat Elimination matches. Team Raw, Charlotte Flair versus Natalya versus Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Sarah Logan versus Team SmackDown's Sasha Banks, Carmella, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, and Nikki Cross. versus Team NXT. It's yet to be determined.
NXT. I think that's one NXT.
If I had to guess, SmackDown wins the men's, women win. I go with Team Raw. Charlotte Flair is going to win that match.
We'll see.
Now it's time for some more brand supremacy. It is the Viking Raiders. It is the Viking Raiders.
Raw
Tag Team Champions versus the New Day. If I had to guess, SmackDown wins the men's, women win. I go with Team Raw. Charlotte Flair.
We'll see.
Now it's time for some more brand supremacy. It is the Viking Raiders. The Viking Raiders.
The Viking Raiders.
The Viking Raiders. The Viking supremacy. It is the Viking.
There you go.
Supremacy. It is the Viking Raiders, the Raw Tag Team Champions, versus the New Day, Big E and Kofi Kingston, your SmackDown Tag Team Champions, versus the Undisputed Era's Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, the NXT Tag Team Champions.
That's a tough one.
I'm going Viking Raiders.
Viking Raiders. I can see interference by AOP though.
And maybe the show stealer, the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, versus the SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley, versus the NXT Champion Shayna Baszler.
I missed it.
Chokes out Bayley.
Go Shayna Baszler as well.
Then she chokes out Bayley. We're gonna eventually get maybe at WrestleMania Shayna Baszler versus Becky. I think Shayna Baszler will be the one that's thrown back from like the top spot.
And in either the opener or the main event, it is the no holds barred match for the WWE Championship. Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio.
That's gonna be opener, and Brock's obviously.
Brock wins.
Kane comes back out. Some stupid.
If this main event, there's gonna be some chaos.
Yeah, I don't think it main events. I think it opens. I mean, of course, that day of, once you see the order of everything, you're like, okay, now my guess has changed. But from right now, I think it opens. I think it's just
All right, if it opens,
Brock, and that's it.
If it opens, what happens?
I think regardless, if Kane Velasquez comes out and messes up Brock Lesnar, that's why it's not main event. I'll put it on the table. It won't main event.
I'll go Brock Lesnar, but I wouldn't be surprised if Rey wins.
Brock wins his qualification. Kane Velasquez is coming out, obviously.
But that is it. I will be at all 4 shows. The Good Brother might be at 1. I am super excited for this huge weekend in the WWE. Finally, Good Brother, before I get out of here, I want to make sure I let everybody know that you can watch me play Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on twitch.tv/Mercado. I am loving this game. It is super hard. Good Brother, have you heard any good things about Star Wars?
I hear great things. That's why I said 2 for 3. The game is supposed to be very, very good.
Loving it. So make sure you guys watch that. But Good Brother, that is it for this episode of the Good Brothers. Any final thoughts? Make sure you follow us all over social media. He's on Twitter at Mercado21Alex. I'm at Mike M Media. We're on Instagram. He's at Mercado2121. I'm at Mike Mercado Media. Like us on Facebook at Mercado Airwaves. Subscribe to us at youtube.com/MikeMercado2333.
Damn it.
Wherever you get your podcast at Mercado Airwaves. Patreon.com/Mercado Airwaves where you can support us and support Alex's nasty habits. And of course, we're on Twitter at Good.
Alright, I think that's enough for tonight, guys. We are done with the edit. I need to finish up some other stuff. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this playthrough, part 3 of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order here on Mercado Airwaves. I'm Mike Mercado. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. Love you guys. Follow me on Twitter at Mike M Media.
Mike Mercado 2333 and our true crime